And just like that, the market is back. There's some pretty big news for XRP. We're seeing over 5% right now, but what's going on? And why are people talking about a very big move this week? I've got all of it in this video for you, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get right into it. So what's going on, everybody? Let's take a quick look at the overall markets. Obviously, we got that news yesterday, the whole Israel-Iran situation, and the markets took a huge dip, over 8% in, well, hours. Now, 24 hours later on, the markets are starting to rally once again. We see Bitcoin around 65,000. The overall market is up about 3% at 2.38 trillion. And within that, XRP is starting to move. We're at the 50-cent mark, 5.32% up, and actually over $2.9 billion of volume. If you think about that as a Sunday, it's a pretty crazy move all in all. So what is going on? What is there to be excited? Well, there's a couple of things on the back of just the market recovery that we need to talk about, namely some exciting things coming to XRPL. You know my view on the XRPL. I absolutely think it's going to be the big player in this coming bull run, and more importantly, the inclusion of the financial construct of the globe. Borderless payments is coming for XRP. So we got a couple of things, a very interesting proposal here from the developers over at Alchemulti, and Vimto Tumas introduced a proposal for a native lending protocol on XRP Ledger that would further expand its DeFi capabilities. Let's have a look at what it means. Ultimately, the proposal lending protocol would empower users to borrow and lend digital assets directly, fostering financial inclusion, transparency, and efficiency without unnecessary intermediaries. Now, you know my view on XRPL. Like I said, I've talked about this in the sentiment that it is about constructing a financial framework in order for banks, lending services, and many more to use XRPL. And everything they seem to be doing is aligned to that narrative. I mean, this gets pretty crazy when you start to break it down. It says the protocol's modular design focus on flexibility and reusability. And then equally, it says the key features: liquidity providers, deposit fungible tokens, XRP, wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum into a lending pool to earn interest, pool delegates manage a lending pool attracting capital, borrowers and pool delegates agree on loan terms off-chain and then record them. Sound familiar? It's pretty interesting. Again, loans managed through a new loan ledger around financing, withdrawals, payment amounts and schedules, interest and principals, loan defaults, and recoveries, all built on the XRPL. And guess what? The native token, that's right, will be XRP. And I think a lot of people now are really starting to get hyped about it. Lots of news coverage around it. Again, announcing an XRP lending protocol. This is a pretty big deal. And once again, really sets aside the fact that XRP continues to build, all while at the same time dealing with the SEC and ultimately trying to get to a settlement so that we can move on. Now, interestingly enough, Coinbase launching their interlocutory appeal against the SEC on that ruling by them could be an interesting moment, and especially the timing could not come any further interesting. But lots of people right now speculating we could be about to see a settlement this week. Why? We've once again seen some pretty interesting movements out of the escrow. It says here, shout out to the J Nelson Way. It says Ripple released 500 million XRP from escrow today, and it's not the first of the month. Very atypical. You know what the problem means? Settlement incoming. And again, here are the two transactions: 183 million USD. And again, 122 million USD. Now that gives us a roughly about what, 300 million is there they are. Now remember, the SEC wanted $2 billion. Well, 300 million is a significant decline on that. Could this be the fee? Could this be the moment we finally get a settlement agreement for XRP? Could it be just a case of working out the nuts and bolts of this settlement in the fact that, yes, they're going to pay the SEC some money, but there has to be securities for XRP. How do we know the SEC is going to leave us alone? Well, this is going to be all part of that settlement agreement, I am sure. I don't think the SEC wants it to go to court. I certainly know that the Ripple team would be less interested in going to court, but we will see. We'll see. Now, the big question is, where are we going? We'll look at this move on XRP today. Obviously, a pretty heavy dump over the last 2 days, but nice bounce coming back in. What we need to see is some real strength. We can see it with the MACD is looking like it could reverse on the slightly higher time frames. Now, going a little bit nearer, and we absolutely get a MACD cross on the 4-hour chart, which is good news, and RSI is starting to come back in. What's interesting with RSI is look how oversold XRP is. If you didn't buy this at 45 cents, you absolutely missed out. And we talk a lot about this channel, the opportunity, the superpower that you have to DCA into projects. What an opportunity we've had in the last 24 hours to stack bags or just get your buy price down. It is the most underutilized, most effective way of ensuring your investment is by DCAing where you can. I mean, you wouldn't DCA into some random, meme coin. However, DCA into XRP at 45 cents when we might be getting a settlement, new lending protocols, XRPL is exploding, would feel like a pretty good buy. Like I said, on the higher time frames, we're a little bit bearish still, but this nice movement to the upside is going to be good news. When you start to go in on the hour, again, you start to see potentially the 50-day simple moving average flip to the upside along with MACD and RSI. So I think this week's going to be pretty interesting. At the time of recording this video, we should see the Asian markets open up in about 60 to 90 minutes, all of which could signify where we're going to move tomorrow. And we still don't know whether the ETFs come out and buy or whether they sell. It's going to be a crazy 24 hours, but we'll keep you updated on my social medias over on X and here on YouTube. So make sure you follow me and you subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.